In the fourth row, a beryl and an onyx and a jasper. They shall be set in gold in their enclosings. And the stone shall be with the name of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Every one with his name shall be according to the 12 tribes. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate chains at the ends of wreathen work of pure gold. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And thou shalt put the 2 wreathen chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. And on the other 2 ends of the wreathen chains shalt thou fasten the 2 ouches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. And thou shalt put 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate of the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward. And 2 other rings of gold thou shalt make, and shalt put them on the under 2 sides of the ephod underneath, toward the forepart thereof, over against the coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of the ephod. And they shall bind the breastplate by the rings thereof unto the rings of the ephod with the lace of blue, that it may be above the curious girdle of the ephod, and that the breastplate be not loosed from the ephod. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the blessed plate of judgment upon his heart, when he goeth unto the holy place for a memorial before the Lord continually. And thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be upon Aaron's hearts when he goeth in before the Lord. And Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before the Lord continually. And thou shalt make the robe of the ephod all of blue, and there shall be a hole in the top of it, in the midst thereof. It shall have a binding thereof. It shall have a binding of woven work round about the whole of it, as it were the whole of a habergeon, that it be not rent. And beneath the hem of it shall make pomegranates of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet round about the hem thereof, and bells of gold between them round about. A golden bell and a pomegranate, and a golden bell and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe round about. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard when he goeth unto the holy place before the Lord, and when he cometh out, that he die not. And thou shalt make a place of pure gold, and a grave upon it, like the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Lord. And thou shalt put it upon the blue legs, that it may be upon the mitre. Upon the forefront of the mitre shall it be. It shall be upon Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things, which the children of Israel shall hallow in all their holy gifts. And it shall always be upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. And thou shalt embroider the coat of fine linen, and thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of needlework. And for Aaron's sons shalt thou make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles, and bonnets shalt thou make for them, for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt put upon Aaron thy brother, and the sons with him, and thou shalt anoint them, and consecrate them, and sanctify them, that they may minister upon me in the priest's office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness. From the loins even unto the thighs shall they reach. And they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons, when they come unto the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near the altar to minister into the holy place, that they bear not iniquity, and die. It shall be a statute forever unto him, and a seed after him. And this is the thing that thou shalt do unto them that hallow them, to minister unto me in the priest's office. Take 1 young bullock, and 2 rams without blemish, and unleavened bread, and cakes unleavened tempered with oil, and wafers unleavened anointed with oil, and wheaten flour shalt thou make them. And thou shalt put them in 1 basket, and bring them in 1 basket with the bullock and the 2 rams. And Aaron and his sons shall bring unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall wash them with water. And thou shalt take the garments, and put the Aaron And thou shalt take the garments, and put upon Aaron the coat, and robe of ephod, and the ephod and the breastplate, and gird him with the curious girdle of the ephod. And thou shalt put the mitre upon his head, and put the holy crown upon his mitre. Thou shalt take the anointing oil and pour it on his head and anoint him. And thou shalt bring his sons and put coats upon them. And thou shalt gird them with girdles, and Aaron and his sons, and put the bonnets on them. And the priest's office shall be theirs for a perpetual statute. And thou shalt consecrate Aaron and his sons. And thou shalt cause a bullock to be brought before the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the bullock. And thou shalt kill the bullock before the Lord by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And thou shalt take of the blood of the bullock and put it upon the horns of the altar with thy finger, and pour the blood beside the bottom of the altar. And thou shalt take all the fat that covereth the inwards, and the caul that is above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and burn them upon the altar. But the flesh of the bullock and his skin and his dung shalt thou burn with fire without the camp. It is a sin offering. Thou shalt also take 1 ram, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the ram, and they shall slay the ram. And thou shalt take his blood and sprinkle it upon the altar. And thou shalt cut the ram in pieces, and wash the inwards of him and his legs, and put them under his pieces and unto his head. And thou shalt burn the whole ram upon the altar. It is a burnt offering unto the Lord. It is a sweet savor, an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And thou shalt take another ram, Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the ram. Thou shalt kill the ram and take of his blood, and put upon the rib of the right ear of Aaron, and upon the tip of the right ear of his sons, and upon the thumb of their right hand, and upon the great toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. And thou shalt take of the blood that is upon the altar of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it upon Aaron, and upon his garments, and upon his sons, and upon the garments of his sons with him. And he shall be hallowed, and his garments, and his sons' garments with him. Also thou shalt take of the ram, and the fat of the rump, and the fat that covereth the inwards, and the caul above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and the right shoulder, for it is a ram of consecration. 1 loaf of bread, and 1 cake of oiled bread, 1 wafer out of the basket, unleavened bread that is before the Lord. And thou shalt put all in the hands of Aaron. And in the hands of his sons, and shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord, and shall receive them of their hands, and shall burn upon the altar for a burnt offering, for a sweet savor before the Lord. It is an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And thou shalt take the breast of the ram of Aaron's consecration, and wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be thy part. And thou shalt sanctify the breast of the wave offering, and the shoulder of the heave offering which is waved, which is heaved up, and the ram of consecration, even of that which is for Aaron, and of that which is for his sons. And it shall be Aaron and his sons by a statute forever for the children of Israel. For it is a heave offering, and it shall be a heave offering from the children of Israel of the sacrifice of their peace offerings, even their heave offering unto the Lord. And the holy garments of the Aaron shall be his sons after him, and shall be anointed therein, and to be consecrated in them. And that son that is priest in his stead shall be put them on 7 days when he cometh into the tabernacle of the congregation to minister in the holy place. And thou shalt take the ram of the congregation, consecration, and seethe his flesh in the holy place. And Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram, and the bread that is in the basket, by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they shall eat those things wherewith the atonement was made, to consecrate and to sanctify them. But strangers shall not eat thereof, because they are holy. And if aught of the flesh of the consecrations of the bread remain unto the morning, and thou shalt burn unto the remainder with fire. It shall not be eaten, because it is holy. And thou shalt do unto Aaron and to his sons according to all things which I have commanded thee. 7 days shalt thou consecrate them, and thou shalt offer every day a bullock for a sin offering for atonement. And thou shalt cleanse the altar when thou hast made atonement for it, and thou shalt anoint it to sanctify it. 7 days shalt thou make an arrangement for the altar. And sanctify it, and it shall be an altar most holy. Whatsoever touches the altar shall be holy. Now this is that which thou shalt offer upon the altar. 2 lambs of the first year, day by day, continually. 1 lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shalt thou offer at even. And with 1 lamb, 1/10 of the deal of flour mingled with the 4th part of him of beaten oil, and a 4th part of hin of oil, wine for a drink offering. The other lamb shalt thou offer at even, and thou shalt thereto according to the meat offering of the morning, and according to the drink offering thereof, for a sweet savor, an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And this shall be a continual burnt offering throughout your generations at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord, where I will meet you to speak there unto thee. And there I will meet with the children of Israel, and the tabernacles shall be sanctified by my glory. And I will sanctify the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar. I will sanctify also both Aaron and his sons to minister unto me into the priest's office. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and I will be their God. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God, that brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, that I may dwell among them. I am the Lord. And thou shalt make an altar to burn incense upon, of shittim wood shalt thou make it. A cubit shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof. 4 shall it be. 2 cubits shall it be the height thereof. The horns thereof shall be of the same. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, the top thereof and the sides thereof round about, and the horns thereof. And thou shalt make unto it a crown of gold round about. And 2 golden rings shalt thou make it to under the crown of it, by the 2 corners thereof, upon the 2 sides of it shalt thou make it, and shall be for places for the staves to bear it withal. And thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And thou shalt put it before the veil that is by the ark of the testimony, before the mercy seat that is over the testimony, where I will meet with thee. And Aaron shall burn thereon sweet incense every morning when he dresses the lamps, and he shall burn incense upon it. And when Aaron lighteth the lamps at even, he shall burn incense upon it, a perpetual incense, before the Lord throughout your generation. Ye shall offer no strange incense thereon, nor burnt sacrifices, nor meat offering, neither shall you pour drink offering thereon. And Aaron shall make an atonement upon the horns of it once in a year with the blood of the sin offering of atonements. Once in a year shall he make atonement upon the pagan